This time, I'm choosing wisely. Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm taking a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series General Veers and Princess Leia Bespin Escape. Now besides being in the same movie in these costumes, these figures don't have anything in common. Well, they're Star Wars figures, I guess you can say that. But they are both exclusive. I found them both about the same time. General Veers is exclusive to Walgreens. Princess Leia is exclusive to Target. There's no sticker for that. And I figured to hell with it, just do both at the same time. Both your standard Star Wars Black Series packaging, the black, the drawn pictures, the red background. The figures stand out nicely against those. On the end, no numbers, but you just have their names and what looks like a drawing, bio. Down here's the warnings, the unreadables. Probably says something like, if you don't like Star Wars, not the most exciting figures in the world, but if you like Star Wars, look, it's Princess Leia. On the end, their names, and then that big ass font that they can't fit the whole name in. It's Veers, it's Princess. Why wouldn't they go with Leia here like they did? It's odd choices there. But I'm gonna get these open, and I know I'm gonna like them, but let's see how good they really are. And there we go, all out of the package. And like I said, I knew I'd like them. They're Star Wars figures. They go great in the collection, but better than I thought they would be. Taking a look at Veers first, it's an Imperial officer, and this is what I expected. I'm used to saying that the Black Series, it's all individual sculpt, not a lot of reuse here, but like we'll see here in a minute, there's a lot of reuse from Tarkin. But that's not a bad thing. It's uniform. It's supposed to be the same from Commander to General to throughout the army, you know what I mean? And this is a good sculpt. Nice wrinkles all over the uniform. There's a texture to the material, kind of, it could have been flat plastic. It's not. There's something to look at there. Down to the jawed purs with their sticking out above the knee right there. It's kind of weird that the articulation hole, looks like a crevice right there, but from a normal distance on the shelf, it's not as noticeable. The shininess of the boots, a nice kind of glossy black. I wish the gloves matched. I know it's not the same material, but it would have some continuity from, halfway down to the bottom. Then the rank insignia looking nice, one code cylinder, but it's up at the head. The photo reel continues to just kick ass. Just the eyes look lifelike, and I know we're looking at it super macro close right here, but even there, at least looking at it through the viewfinder, it looks good. There's a shininess to the eyes, there's a matte to the skin. Well, I wouldn't say matte. There is kind of a semi-gloss to it, but it's not plasticky. The lips are brought out with just a little bit of color. The hat looks great on it, even though it is removable, and he has a nice hair sculpt under there. I still wish there was a little bit more detail painting to the hair to bring out some of the sculpted detail, but I'm not going to grab too much about it. For Leia, on her body sculpt, again, nice wrinkles. The padding, the kind of cushiness to the costume is brought across really nicely while still keeping her realistic proportions. And there's a lot going on here on the sculpt that I feel like could have been brought out with some extra paint, maybe a wash or two, but it wasn't really like that in the movie. So they're letting the sculpt and the shadows do the talking, which if it was in normal light, not 5 points of light that I have here, the shadows would do a lot to bring out the sculpt. So you don't judge it by my lighting here. But what is that, Hasbro? Right there on the inner thigh in silver? The light hits it just right and you think, what's on the inside of her leg? Oh, it's legalese. Bringing Veers back in, I don't even see that kind of thing on the leg. There's some on the bottom of the foot, maybe because her foot is so small they couldn't do that. But in contrast to the plain bodysuit, which is accurate to the movie, we get the photo reel on a Leia, and oh shit, they knocked it out of the park here. The eyes are absolutely perfect. They have that puppy dog quality, a kind of sadness behind it, but it's most definitely Carrie Fisher. The lipstick seems a little plain, but applied nicely. It has a nice shape to it. And then her hair has just a tint, if at all, of a lighter brown to bring out the sculpt, which is nice all the way around. It's got the nice braids sticking off the back, but it's definitely the eyes that set this off. That's worth the price of admission right there. With Veers, like I said, it's mostly reuse of Tarkin, most definitely the arms, down below the belt hanging here, the legs, the boots, but I think different torso. The neck seems a little bit longer, one code cylinder compared to 4 code cylinders over on Tarkin. This may be hard to pick up on camera. I've got like a tear in the torso right Can you... Right there. See it right there? I haven't seen that in pictures of other people's figures, so that may just be mine. Also, I have a little paint sludge up here at the neck. The green or gray or whatever color this uniform is, it's bleeding into the skin tone right there. For Leia, not a lot to gripe about, but I will point out that her torso, it's got a ball joint at the waist for forward and back motion. If you go forward, see the gap right there? It wants to catch up on the top of the belt. So if you try to arc her back, that gets stuck. You can see it creeping on the front too. That gets stuck there. So don't panic if it's like, oh no, it's stuck, I can't move it, because you got to pop it a little bit and then it pops up on the back and it sticks there. Other than forcing it too, you can kind of push forward and it unlatches off the belt. Same here, if you push back on the torso, it lets go. And then there's that. For articulation, there is a dumbbell joint up at the top of the neck. Not a lot forward. The chin isn't hollowed out as much as it could be. About right there, can look up a little bit. Nice tilt. And that makes up for the up and down, to me anyway. I dig being able to do that. Swivel, hinge and swivel at the shoulder, comes up about that far, swivels around. Hinge and swivel at the elbow, comes up to about 90. Not great. Swivels, hinge and swivel at the wrist, it's side to side motion, swivel. Ball at the torso, but doesn't get a lot of movement. Forward, back, little tilt, not a lot though. Ball coming out to the hip and the lower jacket is split, so you can get all the way forward, back, out, about right there. Swivel at the thigh, double knee, but because of the wrinkles and the bulginess and everything, it gets up to about right there. Hinge at the ankle, the detents are very tight, or, well, they were. I've worked them loose a little bit, but it goes back that far, forward, and forward facing pin for rocker. For Leia, dumbbell joint in the neck, again, can't look down at all. She's stuck looking forward. Again, a lot of meat behind the chin. I know that sounds wrong, but it works, okay? Up a little bit. Tilt, not as great as Veers, but a little bit. Swivel, hinge and swivel at the shoulder, up that far, swivels around. Hinge and swivel at the elbow, comes up past 90. I like that. Swivel, hinge and swivel at the wrist, up and down for shooting pose. Swivel. We talked about the ball at the waist, can come forward, can arc back. A little bit of tilt, swivel. Ball coming out to the hip, can come all the way forward, back, out about that far. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee can almost, oh yeah, she can. Look at that. All the way up. Kicks her own ass. Hinge at the ankle, goes back, goes forward, and forward facing pin for rocker. A little bit of heel, kind of throws off that angle, but still works. For accessories, we already looked at Veers' hat. Like I said, it goes on great. Looks good on and off. But he also comes with the helmet from when he was in the AT-AT or AT-AT, however old you are. Looks so great. The goggles look like a separate piece. In fact, they may have been, but they're glued on there. They don't come down over the eyes. He's got a little mouthpiece sticking off his strap. And then he also comes with removable chest armor. Comes with a full belt piece, has the holster, has a belt coming around, peg, and this just kind of hangs over his shoulders. Thought that would be more difficult, but it pegs right in there, except for it wants to ride up. You got to pull the belt down below his actual belt to get some pressure to keep this pulled down. But once you get it all situated, get under his chin. Yeah, I'm completely good with that. And he also comes with a blaster for the holster. Once you get it in the holster and strapped down, it completes the look. Although the holster does seem shallow, I'm sure it's accurate. It just looks weird. And as far as Leia goes, she comes with, I think we've seen this blaster several times before. She can hold it. Her finger is not going to reach the trigger, I don't think. Because of her elbows, that works. Yeah, that's how it's going on the shelf, probably. For comparison, here is Veers with Tarkin and Thrawn. And even though Tarkin and Veers share parts, they look different. The head makes all the difference. And like I said, uniform to uniform, it's supposed to be the same outfitter. And also, if you're wanting to make a last season Rebels Thrawn, the armor fits perfectly on here. You'll have to cut away his holster so he's not double holstering it. The helmet, not so much. Thrawn just has too much hair. You'll have to do some shaving off to get this to fit on this. For Princess Leia comparison, here is, I think, all of them we have in the Black Series so far. These two match pretty good size-wise. This is the second release, I think the 40th anniversary with the better face paint. This body, way too big. This body, too small. And then this one's about the same size. You can see how this one would age to this one. But we need to take all the faces and make it like this one. Now, I've already seen some people transfer this head to this body and interchange the two buns, back hair, braids, whatever. The head is a little bit big, but makes this look so much better. So I may eventually do that. I also may take this head, put the side cinnamon buns on it, switch it to this body, at least until the SH Figure Arts come out, and then we'll have a Battle Royale for A New Hope Leia. This is worth it right here. This is about damn perfect. And as always, here they are with Gus. Sir, you are a disgrace to the uniform. Uniform? I'm just trying to stay warm, Parcel. What do you think, little lady? Putting the armor back on, I just realized you don't even really have to pop the belt back together. The peg in the peg hole, you just let it ride. And it looks just as good as when you do pop it together. So at the end of the day, 2 more great additions to the 6-inch Star Wars shelf. Not just Black Series, I feel like these fit in with the figure arts too. Hasbro is killing it with the photo reel. I feel like some of the Black Series figures are better than some imports. The likenesses have just shot through the roof. Yeah, they're not perfect. They're little action figures. They're not gonna be dead on likenesses, but you know what? You can look at just the head of Princess Leia and go, oh, that's Princess Leia. You can look at Veers and go, oh, that's General Veers. All while at the moment keeping their $20 price point. That is nothing short of a miracle. I'm sure a price hike is coming. It's inevitable. What with, you know, time going on and prices going up and the quality going up, I wouldn't be surprised if we're paying $25 by next year. And here I will be in line just sitting there ready to pay it. But it could be worse. They could be asking $25 and making no advancements in the manufacturing of these action figures. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to pay more money, but if I have to get this, I guess I'll have to. Call me a sucker. Long story short, they've got me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I will buy what they put out as long as it looks this good. Hell, even when it didn't, I'm still buying it. What's that say about me? So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.